Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Depends if you're new here or not. And now I've taken a little bit of a break from the internet recently. It was very much needed and I feel a lot better coming back into it. I feel like sometimes I forget the things that I cover aren't happy-go-lucky all the time, and it definitely gets to me mentally, and I don't even realize it until I sit down to do the next video and I'm like, ooh, I'm just not feeling it. So I've taken about a 2-3 day, maybe 4 day now, break from the internet, and I feel just incredibly better stepping back into content creation. Now this is a video that I tried to do last night, even the night before, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I stopped and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna watch Netflix. And I ended up finishing all 8 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead, and that was such a good show to watch through, even though it kind of lost the plot there at the end, but it is what it is. Now, I have 2 other videos. I just scrapped all the other ones that I plan to work on because I feel like the time progressed so much and there were so many more updates to it that I just would not be able to get through it in a single video, so I just scrapped those ideas. But there is this one here, and this is the one I tried to work on yesterday or the day before, and I was like, you know what, F it, we're just going to wait until I feel like doing it. So today we're going to be talking about a couple things about Eugenia Cooney. And one, she ended up admitting something that's very interesting, so we're going to be getting into that. But then as well, she had admitted something saying, oh, well, I see the videos, but I just don't watch them all. But she's admitted to watching some of the commentary videos about her, which raises an eyebrow for me, because it's like, so you have seen the awareness we're trying to spread and you still have nothing to say about it. Because if she would admit to anything or acknowledge the fact that she's seen videos making awareness content about her, she would have to talk about it and she would have to address a couple things, and that's something she's not going to do. So there's that. We're also going to be diving into a few little miscellaneous moments from her. And one thing I do want to talk about, and I want to say that this is alleged, even though we know what it is and we're going to see it here in a minute, she's back to flashing her viewers. And I have such an issue with this because this is one of the biggest reasons why she was demonetized and age restricted, for putting out their content that it goes against their guidelines, it goes against the terms of service for the platform. So I feel like quite literally by her starting up this flashing and fishnet saga that she's in again, she's kind of just speed running another age restriction or possibly demonetization through TikTok. But we're going to have to see how TikTok handles it on their end, because they did step in and do that with her before a few months ago. So we're going to have to see what they decide to do now moving forward with her content. With that being said, though, let's dive into this flash, and I am going to be censoring that portion, so don't worry about it. You're not going to be seeing anything you don't want to see.
So dumb. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how, like, with Chino, now I know how to say his name, but I was like, oh, hey, Chino, what's up? People in the chat were so mad. They're like, it's Chino. I'm like, yeah, hi, Chino. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys, but don't worry, now I know he's Chino. So, like, if I ever do see him again, guys, now I know what to call him.
This frustrates me beyond belief, okay? Because, like I said, if you get age restricted or demonetized, they'll quite literally send you a reason for why it happened. I got demonetized once, and guess what? They sent me a reason for why I was demonetized, and guess what? I learned from that experience, and I grew from it, and I didn't make the same mistakes that I did the second time around. And here she is, making the same fucking mistakes. Excuse my colorful language, but I'm a little bit frustrated, okay? Now, I said in a prior video, I don't care what the hell this woman does online. I don't care what kind of digital footprint she wants to leave for herself. I don't care how she wants people to view her. She's quite literally turned herself into a meme, and it is what it is. If that's how she wants to be seen, that's how she wants to be seen, and that's how she's going to continue to move forward. But we need this behind a paywall. Okay, we need a paywall for this. I just quite literally feel like you shouldn't be able to just open an app and see somebody slowly unaliving themselves just as you scroll through the content. You'll see people going to Starbucks, you'll see somebody walking their dog, you'll flip to the next video, see a cat with a GoPro attached to it running around, and then the next video you scroll to, it's somebody just unaliving themselves and then standing up and flashing the audience. And this just should not be allowed on a 13 plus app. But if this is going to be allowed to be on the internet content wise, it needs to be on an app or a platform that quite literally is behind a paywall. So you would have to choose and really dedicate yourself to if you want to view that content or not. You shouldn't be able to just open up your phone one day and just come across this. And that's just personally how I feel, especially because this is done on an app that is 13 plus. And I really try to iterate that fact in because, one, I've said this again in my prior content, the app has a responsibility to make sure the content that is put out isn't harmful. But then the content creator has a responsibility as well, with the understanding that a kid could come across that content, to be mindful of what they're putting out there. And again, I'm not saying that every single person should have to really monitor what they're saying, what they're doing, but if you are going to put something out there where it's a little bit, something that shouldn't be digested by every single person on the internet, that video needs to be age restricted. And as a creator, you have the option to hit that button and age restrict certain content. And she won't do that because I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I've seen other channels talking about it, and I checked it out for myself, and she really is losing numbers. She is losing a good portion of her following, and her money isn't where it used to be. Whenever she used to do these live streams, she used to make a big bag, and now she is quite literally begging for donations almost, and come on guys, give me to 200,000 likes, like just keep tapping, we need to get there, because it's affecting her livelihood at this point. And I feel like all these channels who have been raising awareness about her are kind of, it's starting to put heat under her, if that makes sense. People are really starting to open their eyes to who Eugenia Cooney really is, and it's a good thing. We've really wanted to spread, myself and a lot of other channels wanted to spread awareness that she's glamorizing a disorder to kids. And it's working. People are starting to wake up, and they're starting to realize that that's really what's going on. That's the case. And they're starting to see the pattern of behavior, that she's done this for years. For years. Somebody will call her out for something. She'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I didn't realize I was doing that. Go to the next app and keep doing it. Now, y'all, somebody had went into Eugenia Cooney's live stream and had commented and asked her if she's seen the video I've made about her father. They didn't mention my channel, but I was the only person recently who made a video about her father, so it pretty much was me. They were pretty much bringing up my video. So, yeah, she had some words to say about that, and I have some words as well. So we're going to hear what Eugenia has to say about that video that I made regarding her dad.
I made a video about my dad, MLE. Aw, yeah, I don't know. People make crazy videos sometimes. I don't know if you mean like a new video about my dad or an old video about my dad. I really don't know. I know people have done that in the past, which like, it's kind of weird, honestly, because like my dad doesn't even like really put himself out there online like at all.
This is really highly true, because even when her dad got arrested, there's not even a freaking mugshot. Okay, and it's kind of like, how is there an arrest but no mugshot? Because typically when you're arrested and put through the system and bonded out, there's a mugshot to go with that lovely stay in jail that you just had. Her dad is a really private creature. So is the mom. Like, there's really not much you can find about them anywhere on the internet, like nothing. And that's totally fine. But the thing about it is, if you don't want to put yourself on the internet, don't put yourself on the internet. But she has put her dad on the internet a few times. Not his face or anything, but she's had him talk in streams and stuff before, and those moments are just uncomfortable. So we talked about that as well in the video.
But it's kind of whatever. I don't know. Yeah, curl me friend, exactly. It's kind of like, I don't even know who they're talking about. Like, I haven't seen that video if it's newer. It is weird, Isha, I know. It's kind of like, I know like a lot of people have like made them about me and stuff, but with my family, sometimes it is just kind of like weird, I guess, just because like, I don't know. Some of them like don't put themselves out there like at all. Like my dad, I'm kind of like, he just kind of keeps to himself. Like he doesn't really put himself out there at all. So it's like, okay. But it's okay. Whatever. Yeah, Isha, exactly. That's pretty much what I do too. It's just kind of like ignore a lot of that stuff. And honestly, I don't even really watch all of it because sometimes it's just like, I don't know, guys. People can just be like really mean and toxic sometimes.
So she hasn't watched it all, but she's watched some. Channels unknown, channels unnamed, but some videos that she considers toxic, which I can best chalk it up to what I think it would be, which is these videos of myself, Jada Dreddy, other channels such as that, who are spreading awareness about the situation. And of course, to her, she's going to say it's toxic. We just made a video talking about it where she said, don't trust these reaction channels. Because she's mad we're telling the truth. So why would she want people to go watch those videos? Of course she would label it as toxic and mean and bullying. She doesn't want her audience to go see the truth. And I'm going to say this is alleged just for legal reasons, but y'all know what it is. Like I said, more people are finding out the truth about Eugenia Cooney. More people are tuning into the truth now. And she's losing numbers. She quite literally said in the last video that I made, it's titled Eugenia Cooney Mad the Reaction Channels Are Telling the Truth. And she said in that video, yeah, they're just toxic, they're mean, they're bullying me, don't listen to the lies, y'all. That's all they're doing is lying for content. Yeah, okay, Eugenia. All we're doing is reacting to moments that you've done or things that you've said and giving our thoughts and opinions about that. So, take it how you will. Take it how you will. I was playing Fallout 76 the other day. I don't know if y'all play Fallout 76, but if you have a PS5, drop your gamer tags and I will add you. Sorry, just like a geeky gamer moment for a second. But I was playing Fallout 76 the other day. And I opened up my phone, my YouTube studio. Like I said, I haven't been active. So I've tried to check every now and then on my comment section, just make sure y'all are doing okay. And I had pulled up my comment section and I seen somebody comment on a video, and I assume they're not a subscriber, but I seen somebody comment on a video and they were like, what video was this? Damn. Oh, it was the one of her eating. And this is when she went to Maine. I think it was Maine, wherever the hell she went, and she had a lobster roll. And I was like, she didn't even take a bite. She said, let's try this lobster roll, and literally like got the tiniest nibble. It was like a little flake of bread that she tried. And I was like, this isn't eating on camera. What was the purpose of this video? And people are like, well, at least she's trying. Trying to what? Eat on camera? Because she didn't do it. And I questioned why she even made that video in the first place. And we came to the conclusion over here that she was doing it to prove a point to TikTok that, hey, people are saying I struggle with this, but if I really struggled with this, would I be eating this lobster roll on camera? Would I be munching on a single french fry? No, I wouldn't be. Look, did I sip my lemonade or did I not sip my lemonade? Let's leave it up for debate. And people had jumped in the comment section of that, and I seen this one comment that was like, she's trying. What more do you want from her? And I wanted to answer back, but I sometimes refrain from, responding to certain comments because I can just tell that if I would say anything, it would be a huge argument that would end up stemming from that. So I try to just refrain. There's certain people who I can tell that they're just not going to have an open mind to listen to somebody else who has a differing opinion from them. And I just don't want to argue. I just want everything to be peaceful in my comment section, just as much peace as there can be. And I decided not to answer back, but if I'll answer them in the video. I want her to not glamorize this. I don't want her to flash on camera. She don't owe anybody to eat on camera. She doesn't owe anybody to talk about certain things if she doesn't want to talk about it. But at the same time, with that being said, don't glamorize it. Don't make people question certain things or talk about certain things if you're not ready to answer to that. Why would you make a whole over hour-long documentary with Shane Dawson talking about you had a disorder that you were doing your best to recover from, and then move on and talk to Katie Morton about it in a whole separate video for her channel and yours? She didn't want people talking about it. She thought she could do it, but she couldn't. She ended up going through her relapse stage and all that and getting worse than she even was prior to that 5150 and the whole shebang. And I had to come to terms with the fact that, okay, if she doesn't want help, she's not going to take the initiative to go get it. So I'm going to stop making content aimed at that aspect, and I decided let's just start making content for the people who need it, who will come across her content and find it extremely harmful and triggering and go back into certain ways themselves because she's glamorizing it and pushing it like, hey, this is the thing to do. So if you struggle with this, let's do it together and let's talk about it together. But very indirectly, let's just hype each other up in blue butterflies and let's put in pigtails and the whole shebang. If it's not for you, it's not for you, Eugenia. But don't forget that there are other people who have certain issues that you glamorizing this on the internet, it's not helpful to them at all. And that's why I started making this type of content, because if somebody can come across my page and get the second opinion, if they come from her page and see her saying, hey, this is a beautiful, healthy, gorgeous thing, let's do it, y'all. Totally sarcastic, by the way. And they come to my channel and they're like, oh shit, this isn't okay, is it? That's what I want to put out there and get across. I'm not being a bully. I'm simply putting it out there on the internet. This isn't okay and this should not be acceptable. And I've seen y'all comment about it saying, look, I struggled with this, and content like this helps them to not go back to that state of mind. But seeing Eugenia and her content talking, it makes them want to go back to that state of mind. So having these channels such as myself and others who have that second opinion, telling y'all, hey, this is not the way to go, this is not the thing to do, is helping people. Speaking of help, though, we're going to get into this next little topic. It's going to be probably the last one. Then we're going to wrap up this video, and this is what we're looking at right now on the screen. This is her doing lip syncing basically to trending audio. If y'all never seen Eugenia's early on content, of course she grew up, so it's not going to be the same, but she had a personality and she had a direction that she wanted her content to go in. She had a certain editing style. She was very sarcastic and tried to have a sense of humor. Now it's just very morbid, to say the least. But I had reacted to her lip syncing that audio of that demure. It was a very popular audio clip going around. I know y'all have probably seen it a time or two, or probably 100 times at this point with how popular it was. It was trending on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the whole shebang. And she was lip syncing to it, and she just was not hitting it. She just was not doing well with it. And I was like, why would she even upload this? And she uploaded it anyway, and a lot of people were talking about it the same way I was talking about it, just questioning, hey, why would you even upload this if you weren't even lip syncing it properly? But whatever, just to have content for the day, I guess. And back in 2015, she ended up lip syncing to another trending audio clip at that time about shoes. And she was hitting the notes, and she was also being kind of spunky in personality with it and being sarcastic. And it's very different from her content today, but we're going to be taking a quick look at that.
See, I'm very cutesy. I'm very demure. But I mix them both very demure, cute with it, but I'm very mindful with it, very respectful with it. I don't do too much. I do just enough. I don't go overboard. I don't go underboard. I'm not the basement. I'm not the attic. I'm where you live. I'm very demure.
God, am I going to be the first one to make this comparison? Because I have not seen this being made before, but I can quite literally chalk Eugenia Cooney up at this point to being a Kardashian. Going viral and being famous for having quite literally no talent, but controversial moments that have been talked about. And that's keeping your relevancy. She's quite literally no different from a Kardashian at this point. And I said before, I was like, who's the target demographic for her content? And I'm not even saying this to be mean. I understand some people just don't have talent, but they want to try to do stuff. And it's fine. You get better as you go along. But she quite literally got worse as she went along. Like, her content used to have something, a little bit of something for someone. But now it's like, why are you even doing this? And I talked about it with her dance videos and lip syncing videos over on TikTok. I was like, 9 times out of 10, she's not even really dancing. She's just kind of like bopping along to something like a trend in audio. And when she lip syncs, it's not even like on key. And again, I feel like that's like a very asshole thing to say. And I'm not trying to come across that way, but I'm just very curious who is watching this and saying yes and hyping it up. Because usually when people go viral, especially on TikTok, y'all see that it comes from somewhere. You have to have a little bit of talent or a cute face even, but you can go viral for just being able to dance to a 12-second song. But Missy Ma'am here, when she tries to dance to the music, it's like, it's morbid to watch, one, but then two, it's not even a dance. It's just, like I said, her just bopping along to something. So I've always asked, who is this demographic, who is this audience that is watching her. And we talked about it before. It's people who probably don't have the best intentions with watching that type of content, or people who are morbidly curious about it, or even people who struggle with that same type of thing she's struggling with and watch it either as, unfortunately, inspiration or just to check in to see where she's at with hers. Sure, she's bringing in revenue for TikTok. She used to bring in a lot more, and I wonder if her not making as much on TikTok is going to be why TikTok kind of cracks down on her flashing again, because we've talked about it earlier and other channels have talked about how she really isn't making as much money as she used to on TikTok. People are waking up to the fact that they're just sending her gift after gift after gift and nobody's getting anything in return, you know. And I know it's not how the internet works. I know you send super chats to YouTubers even, and they're not going to send you a super chat back, you know. And I think that people are waking up to the fact that they are enabling her by sending her this income basically for her just going live. They're enabling this, and I feel like now that people are waking up to it, a lot less people are donating. So I feel like, I wonder if that's going to play a role in TikTok cracking down on her account, because before, when they cracked down on it, she was, I would call that peak revenue for what she was making. That's whenever TikTok cracked down and demonetized her the last time. But now she's not making anywhere near that same bracket. So I'm curious if that's going to kind of encourage TikTok to be like, all right, look, you're not doing anything for us anymore, so we're going to crack down and just get you off the platform. And how I want to wrap this up, I want to say, and this is going to be something I want y'all to answer me in the comment section down below. If Eugenia Cooney was age restricted or demonetized or even banned from TikTok tomorrow, is this how she wants to be known? As somebody who they use for memes, as somebody who people talk very negatively about because of the content she's producing? How would she want herself to be known on the internet? As that frail girl, or as somebody who left a positive impact on viewers? You know, she said she was going to try to start posting more positive, better content, and then she went to church, sat outside in her pigtails and questionable clothing, and would read a Bible verse from her mom's phone and talk very shallowly about the sermon and what was spoken about in the church house that day. And I was like, this isn't making better content. This is quite literally, at this point, weaponizing religion to just further push your narrative. And it's very disturbing. Anyways, I'm getting really off topic now. My ADHD is kicking in and my coffee is kicking in at the same time. And I really want to get on Fallout 76 again because there is events going on for Halloween. And yeah, with that being said, let me know if y'all do have a PlayStation 5 and y'all want to get on the game, because Fallout 76 has some incredible events going on right now, like I said, Halloween related, and I want to try to get as many plans as I can so my camp looks cute. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, but let me know any of your thoughts and opinions about anything we discussed in today's video in the comment section down below. Do y'all think she's aware of who I am? Because quite literally, I forgot to bring this up earlier. She's the reason I no longer can use Instagram. I can't use Instagram anymore. I had an account. I was very inactive on that account. One of my friends on here can kind of vouch for me on that fact. Perk, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, he's followed that account. It's the main one that I use, that I deleted everything of my gaming content from whenever I switched to commentary. And I'm very inactive on Instagram. I've always said I'm going to try to be active on Instagram. I got an Instagram solely to help promote the content that I made over here. But I only ever really shared one commentary video that I've ever made on this account. And it was the Mother of Misconception. That video I made about Eugenia Cooney a while ago was fairly good. So feel free to check it out if you want to. And she ended up reporting it and got my account permanently banned / suspended, whatever you want to call it, for allegedly going against community guidelines. And y'all are probably thinking, how do you know it was Eugenia Cooney? Because quite literally, it'll tell you certain things. But then also, she had blocked me on that Instagram account right before this happened. So it is what it is at this point. Eugenia, if you don't want people to make videos raising awareness about certain topics, stop doing it on the internet for people to talk about. And with that being said, now I really am going to wrap this video up. So I will catch y'all in the next damn video.